Hello and welcome to the first episode of Good Faith Gaming, where I try to spread positivity and keep things upbeat here on the internet where things aren't always like that. So thank you for joining me today. It is an exciting time in gaming right now. The Switch 2 just released. We just had Summer Game Fest and we had almost too many new games shown. Probably won't be able to play half of them. I'm excited to kind of go through the catalog that was shown and pick out what I think will be best. This episode is going to be about new gaming items that I've collected. And so the first one I have today is the Switch 2. It just came out about a week ago, and me and my daughter have been playing it pretty regularly. She's been playing it during the day while I'm at work, and I come home at night and I get to game on it for a few hours. I've gone back to some of the old Switch 1 games that didn't really run too well on the Switch, original Switch, and it's a game changer to go back and see just how well these games perform now. And so I've been playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, the second Hyrule Warriors Musou game to come out. The first one, of course, was Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U, and I probably put 50 hours into that one, played it a lot, really liked it. The music kicked ass. With the new one, I'm pleasantly surprised. With the Musou games, I kind of expect them all to be very similar, but they add unique elements to each of them. So I've played Hyrule Warriors 1, now 2, and I played the Persona 5 Strikers. And in each of them, they make them feel like they're part of the series that they come from. And so that's a really cool thing about Age of Calamity. And I gotta say that the cutscenes in the game are really awesome. You can tell they put a lot of work into these cutscenes. And honestly, some of them look better than the Breath of the Wild cutscenes. And it's pretty cool. The art style is really awesome, so I've been digging that. Another game I've been playing is 100 Line Last Defense Academy. This is a visual novel by the guy who made Danganronpa, and it's really cool. I actually haven't played the Danganronpa games before. This is my first from this guy, and it's 90% a visual novel, but there's a strategic part to the game too. It's kind of like a Fire Emblem, where you have this gameplay, and I thought it would kind of be a tacked on, it has to have some kind of gameplay in it, but it's actually fairly fleshed out, and I'm really digging the combat. I just did like a really hard section last night that was 4 rounds, and it was really good. I kicked the game's butt, and I feel like it can get harder, and it will get harder, but I'm very satisfied with it so far. The story is really good too. It's about these kids who kind of get whisked away to the school, and they're trying to figure out what they're doing there and what they're fighting for. The game hasn't answered any questions yet. There's mystery upon mystery upon mystery, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I've seen that the game is supposed to be 35 hours, but apparently there's 100 endings, and to get all of them, it can take up to 200 hours. So we'll see if I get there. I would like just to play through the game to see the ending, but honestly, it could keep me coming back. It's been the game I play before bed. Instead of reading a book, I played this. It's supposed to have the equivalent of 60 novels of dialogue in it. So, I bragged to my wife that I'm reading more than her. I'm reading 60 books right now. But I can see it hooking me to play, at least get a couple of more endings after I finish the original ending. So that's really cool. Alright, and games that I have purchased but not played. The first one is a Switch 2 game called Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. It looks really good. I'm kind of in the mood for farming simulator meets, I guess Zelda sort of. There's not a whole lot that I'm interested in on the Switch 2 quite yet, and so this was one of the games that it's cross-play. The entire game is on the card. It's not a stinking key card, and this is by Marvelous, and they've committed to putting their entire games on the cards when you purchase them. So they're doing physical right, so I want to support that. And this game is also backwards compatible on the Switch 1, so you can put this cart into the Switch 1 and game there too. Next, I've been on a Switch collecting frenzy, and I really like the collections. The Switch feels like a great console to collect collections on. I didn't grow up with this system, but it looks like they have put most of their games on the Switch. And I was at one point thinking about buying them piecemeal, one at a time on the Switch, and I'm glad I didn't, because they released them in these on cart, and it's cheaper this way. And they've announced 6 volumes so far, and that is Neo Geo collections. I got volume 1, 2, 3, and 4, and on each of these games there are 10 titles. So this is 40 Neo Geo games. And again, I didn't grow up playing the console, but I've always wanted to check out what they did. They're almost like an analog to Sega, where they were the other arcade/console makers, and other games were more arcadey like Sega. And so I've always been intrigued by them, and so I think this is a great way to get a sampling of what they have to offer. Now these are imports from PlayAsia. These are the Japanese versions, but it's just, I like having them on cart. And speaking of collections, these are 2 more I recently picked up. The first one I'm going to show you, I played one of the entries back in the early 2000s, and they came out with a bunch of them, and they kind of passed me by. I wasn't gaming as much handheld back in this day either, but I wanted to pick it up. They had the price was right on Amazon, and so I got the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. This has the Legacy Collection Volume 1 and 2, which I believe there's 10 games, so 5 in each collection. They're all on the cart here. They had it on Amazon for $30, so I decided the price was right on that. Honestly, I'm probably not going to play all of them, but I would like to check out a couple, maybe the first one, and maybe jump forward just to see how it evolves. But I'm a big fan of Mega Man. This was early 2000s Mega Man, and a lot of people really like it. The second collection I got was a steal, and this one is actually discontinued on digital, so the only way to buy it now is on cart. And I believe you can still get it at certain places like PlayAsia and maybe Video Games Plus. And that is the Sega Genesis Classics Collection. Over 50 games. And some of these games on here are worth a lot if you were just to buy the individual Sega cart. The games on here that I really want to check out the most are Phantasy Star 2, 3, and 4. And they also have the Shining Force games on here, which I've never played, but I've heard a lot of good things about them. And they are the Sega's version of Fire Emblem. And those are supposed to be really good too. You can still buy it physically, even though it's discontinued digitally. And I believe you can get it for around $30. And it's a shame that Phantasy Star 1 isn't on here, but you can buy that on Switch 1 as one of the Sega Ages, and it's like $5 or $10. A few more collections. These are all JRPGs. These are ones that I never played in the 90s, but they're out for Switch now, and it just solidifies my view that Switch is a fantastic console to collect old 90s like JRPGs and stuff like that. I'm just so happy that they're putting these collections out. So the first one is the Lunar Remastered Collection. It's Lunar 1 and 2. And I do plan on getting around to these one day because I want to check them out. And another series of games, in my mind, very similar to Lunar, are the Cosmic Fantasy Collection 1 and 2. Now these were limited run games that you had to buy through them. There are websites that you can get them on sometimes, but honestly your best bet these days is probably going to be eBay. And I never played these games growing up, but I remember the art style, the anime, the covers, it always seemed slightly out of reach to me. But now I'm excited to check them out eventually and, try out some 90s goodness. Alright, final 3 games. The first one is Neva. Art style is beautiful. I guarantee it's going to look very good on the OLED Switch, which is why I picked it up. I played Gris, the first one by the studio, and it was a fun little, 4 or 5 hour game. Not super challenging, but it's beautiful to walk through. So Neva, has anyone out there played Neva? And if you have, let me know how it is in the comments below. The next one I just got yesterday is Gal Guardians, The Servants of Darkness. This is a Metroidvania. I'm a sucker for pixel-based Metroidvanias. I had to pick it up and put it in my collection. The last game, and the first PlayStation 5 game from this video, is Elder Magnolia. This is also a sequel to Elder Lilies, a game again that I haven't played, and this is a 3D polygon-based Metroidvania. And everything I've heard about Magnolias and Lilies is they're both exceptional Metroidvanias. And whenever I'm in the mood for that genre, which I'm not right now, but maybe one day I will be, I can't wait to check them out because I hear that they're both very beautiful games. We're at the end of an episode. Let me know what you've been playing, and let me know what you're looking forward to gaming wise. One of these will come out every Sunday, so please tune back in, and I hope you have a good one.